guys, Rickshaw here on the 20th of July 2023. Yeah, we had a pretty good day today. My little buddy's butt excuse me, I think the air conditioner's kicking my butt, but he's a little bit tired, so he's going to stay in the place. He's got the door locked, so he should be okay. And plus the dude who manages the place is right outside, so I think he'll be okay. But one thing I got to say about here, I really love the quiet. You know, it's just super quiet. We saw some bikes. We saw tons and tons of Harley Davidsons. That's the bike king around here in Ohio. And one loud one. Most of them don't wear helmets. I mean, my whole life I had bikes. Believe me, I put a helmet on every time. I had a buddy that got in an accident and messed his head up real bad. He's the same age as me. He's never worked. You know, he sits around in his wheel buggy and drives it with his lips and sucks pablum from a straw, so I ain't into that. But we saw 3 Jap bikes since we've been here. One of them was a Honda Rebel 1100. It wasn't loud. It was nice and quiet. Guy took off from the light. Wasn't too bad. Then there was a 650 Cowie, like the ones in the Philippines, but they're like bigger here. And then we saw that 1100, and the dude was this real young dude, and of course he took off full blast from the light, and he had slash pipe, and it was just ridiculously loud. And other than that, we saw one big work truck. It was an old boom truck for doing street lights and stuff with a gas engine, so it was a little bit loud when he was taking off. But that's it. It's quiet here. We got beautiful neighborhoods. Right close to the bike trail up here, and just beautiful. But we went and did, I want to tell you about, I don't know how it is in every other state. I'll tell you how it is here. I went up to the driver's place today, got my glasses, social security card, all the stuff. We had to go to a special one. There's only 2 that do the testing. So, you know, they said you got to do the test. So, okay. So I went and did the written test, no problem. You know, it's all common sense stuff, guys. Anybody, if you've been driving, you can pass it, you know. So I did that, and then they had to make me an appointment for the actual driving test. They're going to treat me like I'm a 15-year-old kid. You know, even though she looked on the screen, she punched in my, oh yeah, you haven't driven in Ohio in years. I said, yeah, it's been a long time. And she's seen my Pennsylvania license, my California license, and still I got to take the test. The soonest test I can get is August 30th. And it's going to come down to where I'm going to have a car. That's all there is to it. So we were walking up past the car places. Guys, that's the shock. We saw about a 94 Chevy, I can't remember the name. It's a little 2-door coupe. It looks like the Pontiac Sunbird from way back in the mid-90s. Can't remember the name. Wasn't it? I think it was, maybe it was a Cobalt. I don't know. But it was a 90s model. $99.99, and it was not in good shape. It said runs good, cold air conditioning. That's all it said. And that was a lot. And then I looked at the Honda dealership. They got new cars, but in the back they got all the used cars. Guys, I'm looking at 4 or 5-year-old cars that are 22 grand. I mean, that's almost what they were new. So pretty expensive for the cars. But we're coming to the realization that we're going to have to have we're going to have to get a car. I did check on the insurance for me. I gave them all my information, said run it. It was the company I used before, and they still know me. They remembered me. It's in PA. I called them up. I had the card. I kept all them cards and stuff in my paperwork. And I got a hold of the guy, and he says, oh, well, let me run you real quick. Give me your, he says, you got your old driver's license? No, but you should have it. He said, well, let me check. Let me pull your file. We still have it. And he pulled it, and he says, oh, yeah, I can get you for Ohio. They have a state minimum that you can get. He says it's going to be like $395 a year. He says, well, you got a good driving record. So I said, okay. I said, it doesn't matter. I was in the Philippines for 11 years. No. That don't matter. We go on what you do here. So that was pretty cool. So I'm happy about that. Then we got our lease, all that stuff done. But that took forever. You got to sign so much stuff and initial everything, and just crazy. But there's the nice bike trail. I guess we can go. I don't know what that guy's waiting for. Good afternoon. So, but yeah, there's the bike trail. This thing goes all around town. I'm going to get out and hit the town where I opened up the bank account. That's all done, but I ran into the same goofy stuff that I've run into before. I think I'll go up this way. And I went ahead and went to put the app on the phone. I went ahead and put my password, or my username and my password, wrote it down, took a screenshot of it, and then my brother came, so I thought, okay, I'll finish this later. Got home, went to do it, and it said, not valid. So I'm gonna have to go to the bank and have them fix that, because if you do it too many times, it blocks the account. And you gotta go in anyway. But I put the exact same username and password in that I took the screenshot of, and it ain't let me in. So that's a pain. But this is a beautiful, beautiful neighborhood. And it's funny, the cars go by and the noisiest thing is the tires. But this is all septic systems out here. There's no sewage out here, just septic. But they got water and electric. You don't run your power out, the water doesn't go out. So it's pretty cool. My little Matty was, since he's been here, he's been being the best kid. It's just unbelievable. He's just having a blast. I did a video on the other camera and it wouldn't load. It only did part of it, so I think the first camera I had took the crap. I'm gonna have to take it in. So I got this newer one, and it's working. But he was like, he loves it here. And this is, guys, this is where I belong. I don't belong in the Philippines. It's not my home. It never will be. When you got a woman that you buy a house and she says, you ain't selling it, well, what the hell's that? I'm living under that thumb. You can forget that. And it's a shame, but that's the way it is. And hopefully maybe we'll get Dorothy out here pretty soon. So that'll be very nice. But people got their flags out, and it seems like everybody we talked to so far, the lady at the DMV was just super nice, middle-aged black lady, and just a super, super nice lady, helping me get my stuff with the testing. She said, I'm gonna get all this stuff done, so when you come back, she says, you go take the test, the guy will come in and give the paper, and she gave me her card. She said, you have them give it right to me and I'll have you out of here in no time. But the weird thing is, people getting their license get them that day, but when you take the driver's test, they have to mail them to you because you're coming from out of the country. So they want to verify the address. She said basically what's happening. So I said, okay, that's just the way it is. So I got all that done. Lease is all signed. They got, oh my goodness, 25 sheets of paper I had to sign and initial every paragraph. And it was so funny because one paper had on there that they don't have any asbestos in the building and they don't have any lead paint. And so I signed it. Okay, you don't have that stuff. I says, hey, what about a drunk Santa, bad Santa? You got one of them? No. Well, how come I'm not signing the paper for it? It just seemed odd to me that they were having me sign the paper that they didn't have that. It just seemed kind of odd. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it seemed very strange. But she said that's their deal. Everybody signs it. And if I do get Dorothy, we'll have to get a bigger one. And then they'll just start a new lease over if they have an apartment available. And she said, no, you won't have to do all this again. She says, a one-time deal. You'll just sign for the apartment. That's it, one page. The very first page I signed. So we're in good shape for the move-in on the 1st. I'm going to talk to the guy who's managing it, this Polish fella named Greg, super nice guy. His wife's real sweet too. They brought us a big thing of food yesterday, Maddie and me both. He came up with a big old bag. Here, we got you something to eat. I was like, wow, that was so cool. Well, they're not renting after the 1st, and then everybody's got like a week to get out. They're going to tear it down. There's going to be a Dunkin' Donut and a little mall thing going into place. So that's going to be gone. And I'm going to ask him if he wants to sell that table and chairs. I can get a good deal. I don't know what they're planning on doing with it. I haven't talked to him yet, but I haven't seen him since we got back. But there's that big 2-drawer dresser we're putting our clothes in. That'd be a nice TV stand. And then the table and chairs, that'd be great. We went over to that closeout liquidation place, and I'm looking at the price. The clothes in there were cheap. You know, I looked at a real nice jacket for like $15 for Maddie, and I mean, it was a high quality jacket. It was like it had a outer piece that was a raincoat, but you could take that off. Kind of like a windbreaker raincoat. It says waterproof. Something Outfitters. I just looked at it. It was quality, triple stitch, $15. That was, everybody in there seemed to be looking at the clothes, but that was too big. And the girl says, we get more of these in all the time. So I says, okay, that'd be something to grab Maddie for the cold weather. And but I saw the pots and pans, and I saw a Cephalon set, and it was $90. Well, I saw the same thing over at Walmart for $70. Exact same set. So, howdy. So I thought that was something. But this place right here, this is different than Pennsylvania, guys. You can drive up through the back, get your beer, get your smokes, drive up and get your gas, and drive home. Pennsylvania, they got liquor control board, 9 to 5 to get your beer. And if you want beer after that, you can go into a bar and get a 6-pack. That's it. 6-pack or a quart. So it's a little different here. But we are in a pretty good spot for walking. But like I said, we're going to have to get some wheels pretty quickly. Got to finagle something. It's just I can't believe the prices on the cars. You know, it's really high. You know, and even the older cars. You know, I'm talking early 90s cars where we saw one that was in pretty poor shape. I mean, really poor shape. It's like $4,500 and it was a 91. I mean, it had rust holes in it. The interior was all trashed. But the guy did say it runs good. I said, no, it drives good. He said, I drove it. If you don't mind looking like a hillbilly, this is a car for you. But it was real tiny. And I just amazed. That's one of the shocks here. I don't think the food's higher. I think the food in the Philippines and here is about the same. Some people say, oh, well, everything got higher and this country's falling apart. But every country's fallen apart since this convict crap. So, you know, I'm not sweating that. I'm where I belong. I'm amongst my people now. And I just, 11 years of being amongst, you know, I'm a second-class citizen there. And somebody said, oh, well, they treat you the way you go up to people. Watch my vlogs. I go up, I'm high, and I'm friendly to everybody. So it's not that. It was, the place got too dirtied. And the people who go against that, and there's trolls and stuff, and they go against that, but the thing is, they don't get out. You know, apparently they're not getting out and about like we do. And, you know, I'm seeing a big change from when I first moved here, you know, moved to the Philippines 11 years ago. It seemed like about a year after Duterte got in, it just got bad. It just started, there was a definite change in the people. They always were just, even the Filipinos used to tell me the way you turn a Filipino into a butthole is put him behind a wheel. And that is the truth. So this little nice motel, no bugs. That's one thing Maddie noticed. There's no bugs here. We did see a couple flying bugs, And butterflies. We saw some butterflies. Maddie got to see his first deer this morning. We went for a real early walk, and we got up by this car wash, and he goes, "Dad, look at that, a deer." I said, "Yeah, it's a nice doe was standing there." And we got pretty close to her before she just walked away. They're not really scared of you. She kind of just walked back into the woods and disappeared. And he got to see a huge Great Dane, and we just passed a fellow that had a maybe 175-pound St. Bernard, big old slobber puss, friendly as could be. The dude was very nice. You know, yeah, you could pet him, and he wasn't stinky. But everybody you see walking a dog, they got a pooper scooper, guys. And the one nice thing is you don't see trash all over. You know, but you go down the road here, I'll have to show you if I do a walk up there. There's signs. First fine littering, $80. So you don't do no littering, even cigarettes. You just don't do it, and nobody does. It's just like the traffic stuff. People follow it. Like when we're in the crosswalk, nobody's moving until we get completely to the other side. Heck, in the Philippines, you're Frogger. You are Frogger. You are dodging and diving like on dodgeball. Duck, dodge, and dive and all that stuff. So that's the way she goes. Well, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. And let's see if my little buddy will give me a hand here. I had him lock the door. There's the dude's over there and everything. So
I'm going to take a nap.
Okay, can you do the honors for me?
Reach out!
Thank you, buddy. You guys don't forget to pray for each other and take care. And I'll tell you what, we're about. I'm happy as can be, and I know this little guy is too. You like it? You like it here in America?
Yeah.
Better than the Philippines? See? Out of the mouth of babes, guys. We'll see you.